high numbers are California, Texas, New York, Florida, and Indiana. Denying students aid for drug-related charges is simply bad policy. It increases long-term costs to society. College students earn more money and contribute more to the national tax base. It unfairly targets poor and minority students because they are traditionally profiled for drug offenses, and poor students because those are the ones that need financial aid to attend school. It doesn't reach. It only does drug offenses. It doesn't do anything against armed robbery, rape, or arson. And so it's somewhat bizarre in its application, and it creates a double jeopardy for students who've already paid their debt for society. Currently, more than 500 organizations representing a wide range of expertise in education, addiction recovery, civil rights, and faith organizations have called on Congress to reinstate aid to students affected by this prohibition, and I'd like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a list of organizations who are supporting this amendment. Unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, as you've indicated, you're not considering amendments that would have to be scored financially, and because of that, Mr. Chairman, I will withdraw this amendment at the end of the debate because we do not have an offset. At this point, Mr. Chairman, I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back. Mr. Souders recognized.
I thank the chairman, and we've debated this multiple times in the committee under several different chairmen. Unfortunately, in the first implementation of the amendment, even though the debate and the exchanges, and anybody who ever wants to go through the record can see, it was never intended to be any to reach students who had been convicted of a drug crime before they accepted college. It was misinterpreted under the Clinton administration. That was continued under the Bush administration for scoring reasons. We eventually fixed that. The overwhelming majority of the American people believe that it's not a right but a privilege to take tax money from other individuals to subsidize your student loan. There should be accountability. I believe the first original bill was drafted by then Rules Committee Chairman Jerry Solomon. That I had modified that to include the ability to basically make it 3 strikes and you're out, so that if you're tested the question was then removed. That I tried to get this changed under Secretary Page. Eventually we did get it changed that there are not 200,000 students convicted of a drug crime while receiving a student loan. So that figure is an attempt to try to make it seem like a bigger problem than it is. Also, I already acknowledged that minorities, particularly low-income minorities, where they don't have hope, tend to get, whether it's when I was chairman of the Narcotics Committee and Elijah Cummings was the ranking member, we held a hearing on racial profiling and discrimination on minorities. But there is absolutely no statistic that suggests that African Americans and Hispanics who are in college commit drug crimes at a greater rate or get arrested at a greater rate than majority kids. There simply isn't a statistic. In fact, I would suggest it may be the reverse, and that it is a implied racism here to suggest somehow that minority kids in college have more drug offenses. It just, there isn't that evidence. Now, I believe that this is a good bill. It is a generous bill. I believe in rehabilitation. I have supported multiple rehabilitation things, but basically when you're getting money from taxpayers who themselves often don't get to go to college, and then you go to college and you get convicted 3 times before you lose your loan, I believe that you shouldn't be funded by the taxpayers. Yield back to Mr. Extra.
Thank you, Mr. Souter. Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back.